Mm. Mm. All right. Sorry, y'all. Still new to this streaming thing. So, my name's Josh. Nice to meet you guys. Sorry, it's a little wonky. Still learning how to stream correctly. My name's Josh. Nice to meet you guys. Sorry, it's a little wonky. Still learning how to stream correctly. Sorry, it's a little wonky. Mm. Well, anyways, we're gonna figure this out. Mm. Together, no doubt. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. I'm just, that's life. Everybody gets under the weather sometimes. I shouldn't. It's sad. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, anyways, I did this photo shoot about, I think, a week and a half ago. It's been taking me some time to get into it. All of it. There's five different people, like 2 or 3 different locations, and it's just a lot. I think it was 1,500 pictures or something like that, 1,000 maybe. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, sorry, 1,100. So 1,100 pictures over the course of 3-4 hours. I can't remember exactly. So, it's a lot to go through. I gotta be paying attention. So, anyways, I'm just gonna be editing. I'm gonna talk a little bit. My voice isn't really much of a talker right now, so I don't think you really want to hear it that much. But I'll point out some of the things that I'm doing, as I do them. I have edited a couple of the pictures already, so I may, copy the what's the word I'm looking for? I may copy the I can't think. Oh man, I can't think of what I'm saying. I'm trying to set things up right now, and I can't even think about it. Oh man, just give me a second. Oh yeah, I may copy the image data and just use that. Oh, come on. What is so like if I'm in a place where it's like the picture is basically the same, I probably will just take the editing from one and put it onto the other because it just saves time and there's really nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to get this done by tonight, so I can't be here forever. Um, I told a friend later that um, I'll be editing their picture at a different time. Uh, Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I am cooked. I went down to the Renaissance Fair a little while ago, and I was, just having a good time. And then out of nowhere, like I started hiccuping like crazy. Like I wasn't sick at all, and then I just started hiccuping, um, and it was just like wouldn't stop, bro. So I just, uh, I'm trying to do so much at once. I should do this beforehand. I don't even know how to set up the stream before I start streaming. That's what I need to figure out. I really am not a good streamer. I'm sorry. I've been here 10 seconds. I'm already messing everything up. But, can you blame me? I'm only one black man. I want some coffee. I have some coffee in the cauldron, in the brewer right now. Man, I am thirsty. I had some earlier. Is coffee good for when you're sick? If anybody knows the answer to that, I'd be happy to hear it. Because I definitely need some coffee. So, just give me a second. Make sure I've got everything all set up, looking nice and stuff like that. And then I'll start with the editing. If you have any questions, like that, I'll be happy to, answer them. If I see them, I'll try to keep the chat open, and I'll talk a little bit, and we can, just have a good time. Not supposed to be a super serious endeavor or anything like that. As you can see, this is my first real editing stream, so I'm not really amazing at it. I'm still just learning. It keeps giving me this warning that my bit rate's too low, but I don't know. I don't know how to update my stream bit rate. What do I look like? Some genius? Billionaire philanthropist? Or whatever you say? I don't know. What did they say? It said I should stream it at 2585. Oh, mine's no good. I was at 2500. 25. There we go. See if YouTube stops bothering me about that. So anyways, like I said, we're just gonna get some pictures done. This guy, couple of guys. I'll show you the group. We were at the William and Mary campus. Man, we were at the William and Mary campus having a grand old ball. Where's that picture at? Here it is. So as you can see, I just scrolled through like 100 photos before I got to the one that I wanted, because with these group photos, I've kind of realized that it's much easier, especially when they're doing cool stuff like that. It's much easier to just let that camera rip. So I put it on high shutter, whatever the word is, mode, and just, which I usually don't do. Usually I like, one picture at a time. But, I remember watching a video a long time ago about the Canon EOS 300. No, sorry, C300 or something like that. I don't even know the Canons. Canon is whatever. But anyways, I was watching it, and they were literally doing a photo shoot with just video. This was like 7 years ago or something. It's maybe even longer than that. Probably 9 years ago. But I was really amazed because I was like, wow, they're editing the video. Sorry, they're doing the photo shoot with just video, and it blew my mind at the time. I was like, probably 16, because I mean, video at that time wasn't what it is now, where you can do just about anything with video as you can with photography, especially if you're shooting in RAW. So I guess they were shooting in RAW at the time, but I just remember like it was a model, and she was like, and I was like, wow, like this is crazy. Like they're actually gonna pull a still from that picture and just have that as the edit. Yeah. So with video as you can with photography, especially if you're shooting in RAW. I'm just checking. So I guess they were shooting in RAW at the time, but I just remember. Yeah. So anyway, so at that point, when I realized that sometimes it's better to have that higher shutter speed, sorry, that higher frame per second. You know, being able to imagine, you know, taking 24 pictures a second, you know, and you could just edit each individual picture, you know, if you needed it, and you know, people blink and stuff like that, and you don't have to worry about having to get the perfect picture right at that one moment, because that one moment is just one moment, you know, and there's like 10 moments before, 10 moments after, and you choose the best one, you know, with a video. It just makes it easier. So anyways, so I know I shoot with the Nikon Z6, which is a nice little camera. I think, if I remember correctly, I think it's 12 frames per second. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I think it's 12 frames per second on the high end, which is it's pretty nice. I mean, it's fast. Where's my camera at? You can probably hear it right here. I'll let you hear the sound of it. 12 frames per second. Continuous high. So there's that one, and then there's the digital. Like I don't really understand how it works, but the continuous high extended, which is like that. And I mean, it's like a video, you know. It's so fast. Not exactly as video, because it's like 24 frames per second for a video, but it's like I'm like, whoa, like it's fast. I think that's the 12 frames per second actually. Yeah, I think that's the 12 frames per second. Anyways, so that was like, you know, when I started doing that, it was much easier, because I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. And you can see, like, so I just stopped rambling. If I go on here and, you know, go through these pictures, you know, there's all these great pictures. Yay! And they're all happy, and, you know, you gotta choose one. And I chose this one because, you know, if you look at his head right here, he goes, do, yeah, smile. Gosh, I am feeling it. So anyways, that was I started using this high frame per second, and that was the first time I actually did that in an actual shoot. Usually I've been using just single shot, you know, for like ever, unless I was doing some type of silly sport thing. I don't do a lot of sports. I'm not a sport guy. But I finally was like, all right, you know what, this works. And especially this girl on the right, on the left, you know, I was doing doing the shoot with her, and I just kind of let it rip, and it was like, wow, this is so much easier. I don't have to be like exactly at the moment, and especially with, you know, how models, she acted like a model, which was really cool. You know how they kind of move around and stuff like that. You know, yeah, I'm getting all the movement. So I think I'm gonna do that more often. It is definitely heavy on my 64 gigabyte XF card, or CF Express. Which one is it? I can't remember. Oh shoot! Oh, there it is. I think this is XQD. I get them all mixed up. There's so many of them. The XQD card, which looks like this. You've probably seen it if you've done anything with the Nikon Z6. It definitely, with 64 gigabytes, it's, you know, it's not really that much. It's a lot, but it's not that much. It's plenty, but it's still limiting, especially like if I try to do a little video on the side. I'm filling that thing up so fast if I try to do some video on the side. So, you know, I just do what I can. But anyways, let's get to some editing, I guess. I was gonna wait a little bit before some people hopped into the stream. Maybe I will turn that off. God, I'm suffering, bro. So I'm just trying to get the word out about this, you know, so people can watch, sit back and enjoy it. See something new. Sorry, I'm being annoying. I'm clicky. So y'all are gonna see, you know, the darkest side of my photography, which is the raw photos. You know, I feel bad sometimes. I mean, I shouldn't because I know most of the limitations of my raw files. You know, how far is too far, and you know what's still salvageable. But I don't know. Um, what can I say? Um, what can I say? But since I know those, I know it, so you know, I'm not really. They're not always going to be like the perfectly exposed photos, which sometimes they will. Like for example, when I was shooting in and I'm just talking, so some people come and enjoy with me. You know, I don't want to just be talking to nobody. You got to be very careful with these. Okay, here we go. Like this one during this shoot, where was I? Where is that? Right here. This guy right here. This picture was like zoomed in all the way. This picture was like almost perfectly exposed. I guess I could have been like an inch brighter. Let me see what an inch brighter looks like. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't exactly, but still, I was so close to the perfect exposure, and so it was so easy to edit. You know, it's so much easier to edit when you get it right the first time. And here's a before and after, so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. Why? And you know, I was like, wow, like, man, it's not a lot of times that I get like the perfect exposure and the image. You know, the lighting looks so good. Like I didn't smooth out his arms or anything. Like this is cloudy in that during that time. You know, just a light cloud, so it was still kind of coming through. But like, just man, like I know I'm gonna rave about it for a second, but I love seeing like right here, like how soft the light is. Oh man, it looks like it's edited. It looks like it's was airbrushed on there, because just how smooth the light came across his arm. And the guy's pretty muscular too. So you know, something about that always makes me extremely happy. Like when I'm able to have these defined or smooth like shadows and everything just works perfectly. Oh, it's like a dream. Can't we all just have a perfect photo shoot? Don't we? That's not what everybody wants. Well, anybody that does photo shoots. So yeah, and then also these greens in the background. I've noticed that my the Z6 80 millimeter, sorry, the regular 85 1.8 G, I think that's the name of it, the Nikkor lens. It has a little bit of chromatic aberration around it, and you know, at first I was like, oh, I hate it, but you know, it's all right. It's really not that big of a deal, and it's pretty to edit out of in post process, which I don't know if you guys know about. Lightroom has this. I didn't know until a lot later the lens correction. For anybody new that's hasn't used Lightroom before, I know that you know you're trying to figure everything out, and I am going to do a video. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do a video at one point where I talk about I'm going to go through this whole list. It'll probably be my next video. I got to finish these photos, not these ones, but with the graduation. I got to finish these photos first. They're asking about them, so I got to do them. But it's pretty cool, this lens correction. If you see down here in the lens correction panel, let me go back to regular. And I'll pull this over a bit. I don't need this much. Go small. I don't need you. Okay. If you look like right here, where were we? So it's the chromatic aberration is this kind of fringing of around the lens, just from the shape or whatever the lens, the way the light hits it sometimes. It can happen in some lenses, even the higher quality lenses. And when I had Nikon Nikkor, the Z line 35 millimeter, oh my God, it was unbelievably sharp. I didn't see any of that. I don't have that anymore, but man, but yeah, these I've seen a lot with these. Oh man, the AFS lenses, they had a little bit of this, even the 35 millimeter. So luckily, let me just get to it. There's this thing on the lens correction called defringing, And what it does is it kind of like negates the effects of this green edging here. And so we just go ahead and pull this up. I always do everything to the max, as you guys will see. Everything I do when I'm trying to figure out where I need to be, I always go to the max. I don't like going incrementally bigger. That's just annoying. Go to the max, figure it out, and then come back from there. You know, I've always how I've learned things. Some people say control first. Me, power first, and then control. You know, like some animation stuff. So anyway, so then I'm gonna take this little hue tool, and that's basically gonna like find out how far that on the color spectrum that green fringing is coming. And so I'm gonna kind of bring it out until I kind of just get to the edge of that green. So see how it's taking too much green. I'm gonna keep pulling it back. Keep pulling it back until I get right on that edge of that green. Pull this a little bit back. Okay, nope, opposite. It's very, this process is really particular. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay, there we go, right there. Okay, and see how it's now gone. For the most part, if I turn it off, you can see I've kind of removed it. Now it's gray though, right? It looks gray because that's what it's kind of desaturating that edge there. So since I'm on max, I'm gonna pull out, and you might see a difference on the whole image though, especially when you do that kind of major changes. I mean, you're kind of taking a big area sometimes, and it could affect the other parts of the picture, like right here down in this green spot. There's nothing wrong with this, but since it's in that kind of green area, when I turn it on and off, you can see it's affecting it. So we'll bring down the amount a little bit, just so I'm not, you know, blasting every green part of the image. And I'm gonna pull it out. Now I'm going from power to control, so I'm gonna go all the way down. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way down, and then I can find my point, which is about right. Yeah, about right here. Yep, so that looks good. Now I got rid of that fringe. And I think for the most part, if I were to copy this and move it over to this image too, I probably would be able to just blast those out. So when you copy, I'm doing Command C, which is probably Control C for PC. These copy settings are nice. You can choose what you want to copy over. I'm going to choose healing mask transform, lens corrections, right? So it's already copied. You can, you know, if you don't want, if you edited one picture and you want the other picture to be different, but you just want to copy over that certain thing, then you can just uncheck it, whatever you want to uncheck, and then check what you want. I'm doing remove chromatic aberration. That's what that edging is called. And so I'm going to move over to that other picture, Control V, and there you see it automatically disappeared. Maybe you didn't see it, but if you did, you know, it's just it's a tiny difference. It's really such a tiny difference. But me, I'm such a perfectionist when I do things. I want it to be perfect. But can you blame me? I'm just one man. So anyways, yeah, this picture I just really like this one. Yeah, this whole set was just phenomenal. This girl was really great. It's my friend's girlfriend. She was an awesome model. If I didn't know any better, I would say she does it all the time. I have filters on. Flagged? No, not flagged. Oh, it is flagged. Okay. Yeah, we did a pretty good shoot with that. And but anyway, so today I'll be working on the graduation shoot, which was just a couple days ago. Like I said, let's see when it was. Oh, 18. Ooh, okay, maybe 2 weeks ago. I lose track of time sometimes, but you know, we're working on. I've already been through this girl's pictures. I finished all of hers. I finished the next woman's pictures. She did a great job. Now I'm working on this fellow's pictures. I'm working in order. I'm kind of doing each person at a time. The host of the whole thing, or the one with the idea, She told me to do her pictures last. These guys, I think they're, on the roll or something, so they need their pictures sooner. So I'm just trying to, get them done. So I've already finished this one. It was really nice, really sharp. Um, I wanted to, I wanted to retain, there's when you're doing editing, there's like a level of brightness that skin color should be. I think I can't, on the scale of video, it's like 70 or something like that. But when I was editing this picture, these people they're from they're gonna beat me up if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Nigeria, and they have beautiful skin. They're beautiful dark skin, and although it's a little dark at times, it's my own fault a little bit because of exposure. But I really want to retain the color, the dark tone of their skin. I don't want to blow them up, or how some people say whitewash them. I want them to be able to have their natural skin color. So I have to be very cognizant of that when I'm doing this editing, which is it's like a training for me, which is pretty cool because I get to practice and make sure I get that right color. So let's get to the editing. I know I've been talking for a little while now. Let me see. I think I finished this one and that one. I need to check real quick how far I am. And pictures. Graduate. 1 second. Number 3. Okay. Yep. This is the last picture I did. So now I'm going to go to the outside portion. They were all standing outside. I was looking for him last time. I couldn't find him. But I'm going to look again. He should be here somewhere. Let me make this thumbnail bigger. See, this is when I was rolling, just letting that shutter rip, which I don't usually do. But I was like, okay, this girl's a model, and I want to capture every moment of it, so let the shutter rip. Oh, no. Oh, did I not take pictures of him here? I must have. Did I forget? I was wondering where those pictures went. I swear I did a shoot here. I must not have. Oh, wait, here they are. Okay. I was worried for a second. I was like, where did those things go? So this one has already been kind of edited. I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, look a little deeper into it. So they wanted one picture just at the moment because they wanted to share it and stuff like that. So I was kind of a quick edit. I don't know if I want to have that as my main thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a virtual copy of it. Just control click, because I'm going to save the original and kind of just edit the copy. Well, the original edit is what I mean. So let's get seeing what we're going to do here. So first things I see, right, little dark, not that guy, the picture. So I'll go ahead and bring that up just a tad. I want to, I don't want to blow out the picture too much. And Lightroom has a really cool feature now where you can just select a subject like that. Like, it's so fast. If you go here to the to the masking tool, and then click subject, it's just gonna in an instant it just snaps them in. So in this kind of place right here, we go and make sure everything's good. Sorry. Go ahead and you can do the opposite too. So after you've made one, you can't just do it that easy again. You actually have to go up to the plus sign here. And I'll just show you real quickly in the in this masking tool. When you click him, you can also like subtract something from the selection. So let's say I wanted to subtract his hat. I can go like this, just subtract. The red is just showing what's selected. Sorry. Or I could, here's a cool one too. Color range. I can select the color I want to extract, and then I'll just pull it out. But it depends on what you click. If I click plus or minus, if I want to add something, let's say I wanted to add this sign right here, I can go ahead and just select this whole sign. This is the object tool, so it'll kind of just like select the objects. It might do it right, it might not. We'll see. Sometimes you know, you got to do a little finicking with it. Yeah, see, perfect selection of that whole thing. So anyways, and I'm also going to, I've been doing this with every picture now when I'm editing, is I select the subject and I select the background, so I can edit them independently. So back to the original image, while bringing him up, it's a little bright, so the whole image is a little bright since there wasn't a sufficient light on his face. It was a bright scene. He was under a tree, lights coming from the side, you know, the sun's coming from the back, so he's lit up from the clouds and the sun is kind of hitting behind him. So I gotta, you know, correct that a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my background exposure down just a couple stops so that I can really isolate him in the frame. Yeah, you probably can see that. All right, might be a little bit too much. We can change it later if we want to. And then I'm going to go into we're going to go into the highlights. Sorry, not highlights. Yeah, highlights. Because I want, the white on his face is a little bright now. He's a little bit more properly exposed, but I think I need to bring it down just a little bit. So I'm bring those highlights down. What sometimes bothers me with the highlights is it's like very, I guess it's inevitable, but it's a little detailed. So for example, when I bring down the highlights, I guess it's to be expected. I can start seeing more textures on his face, a little bit more than I want. So I kind of go back between highlights and whites to find out which one's the best. Whites is a little bit more permanent, it seems. So I kind of do, sometimes I have to balance it by going whites up and highlights down, or highlights up and whites down. But yeah. So I'm just gonna I'm trying to bring him in just so that he's not blown out of proportion. And then I'm gonna bring the shadows down a little bit just to normalize, equalize the image a bit. It's because his tunic is a little bit too bright, right? It's supposed to be black. I want it to look black. It looks a little bit light black, you know. I don't want it to be light black. So I'll go into back into this object, and I'm actually gonna select it again. I always be, you know, very particular about what I'm editing, so I'm going to be deselecting his face and his shirt and his shirt. Thank you very much. Select object. I'm trying to get all this shirt and tie out of here. I really like this tool. It's really powerful. I think I still got it. It's very fine, which is nice. I'm gonna select his hands and shirt. It'd probably be easier if I used a bigger brush tool. It might be able to, you know, kind of differentiate what I'm really going for. But I don't know. I don't want to leave it to chance. And it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but it's just as good as it can get, you know. Okay, cool. So now I've got his. It looks like I got his tie. I can't. It keeps going back and forth on me. Okay. So now that I've got, yep, I got his tie. I can see the little black thing in there. Right here. I'm going to go ahead and bring the exposure down on his. There we go. Look at that. Oh, like clockwork. Now it looks a little bit more realistic, right? The blacks actually look black. I like that. Simple as that. I want to go ahead and do something that, this is the trick that I've learned from other, you know, videos and stuff like that. You know, I've watched thousands of videos in my life about YouTube, about Lightroom and such. I'm gonna go ahead and this is pretty cool. So this is calibration. It's like shifting the hues over of each primary color, and I don't know why it works, but it's cool. It adds like a punchiness to the color. Like I said, I don't know why, but like I tell everybody that watches me edit or anything like that. First, I'm going to Oh yeah. Before it's edited, it's gonna look like crap, right? Everything looks like crap. I told you I go 100 before I go zero. I go two, should I say? Um, so it's gonna look weird. So just bear with me. First, I'm gonna bring this is what it does, right? It kind of shifts those colors around on the red primary, and so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this all the way to the it's around here to the right. Here's the green one. I usually do the green one after I do the blue one, just for whatever reason. It's just easier. Shift the blue over to teal. So blue colors you can either turn teal or purple. So I'm going to the teal side. And it just kind of adds on to the teal and orange kind of feel that everybody knows. Teal and orange, from movies and such. That's like the main thing. And then green, I can bring my greens back just a little bit. So now, it's got a punchier kind of look to it. The colors are a little bit stronger. And so now we gotta, kind of edit with around his face. So now that we got that, and I'm not perfectly sharp. I do the best that I can. I just got that lens, so I hadn't set the focus point yet. Sometimes the lens will focus a little bit before or after, and you can change that in the settings to pull it back or push it forward. If you guys want to know, I'll show you later. So I'm not perfectly focused, and that's okay. I do my best. He's still in focus. I think it's focused on his shoe or something like that. Or yeah, I see it's somewhere around here that is perfectly focused. It's kind of far actually, maybe a foot or two. I think I was using the 35. Yeah, 35 for this one, and I was at 1.8, which is pretty crazy. That is, Anyways, so I'm gonna keep working on it. We're gonna we don't want it to be too red. His face is now red, so we're gonna go ahead and pull that back a little bit. A little bit to the orange, just a little bit to the orange side. And since I increased the saturation, I gotta decrease the saturation a bit just to keep it from being explosion of color. And again, like I'm trying to keep his dark skin tone, so I'm gonna bring the luminance down, which is kind of the brightness of whatever color you're doing. If you do too much, it starts getting blotchy like this, no matter what picture. So again, you kind of want to keep that because you're grabbing one color out of the whole face or whatever and just dusting it. So if there's red and orange and you just drop the red, well, the orange is staying behind, and I can correct by either dropping the orange and the yellow or whatever I have to do to drop it. But sometimes there's also the whites here that are probably blue or magenta, so you can never go full 100 or else it'll look like crap. But I can bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Trying to keep it from doing that weird blotchy crap. And that looks pretty good. I kind of want to have this a little bit highlighted. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add another one. Objects. Go ahead and make this bigger. I'm going to add in this whole shebang right here. Because, I just want to... He's graduated. I'm sure he wants to be clear what he's proud of. So I just brought the exposure up, a little bit of the contrast. Just, again, I'm trying not to make it look crazy. I'm trying to be like, oh, well, yeah. It doesn't look good. So now, looking at the sharpness of the image, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the mask. Also the blues. So when you do this, the blues can become really intense and kind of feed into the black. The blacks sometimes turn blue like this, especially. So I'm going to have to bring these down a bit too. Where's my other glasses? It's going to be the blue and teal that does that. So again, try to maintain his shirt color, but the blacks are close enough to, have just a tinge of blue in them. I don't want that, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce that. Also, you can see the trees up here, right? The trees are reflecting beforehand were probably on the bluer side, but when I pushed everything over, now it's reflecting on the or showing on the blue side, or yeah, on the teal side. Excuse me. So because I pushed the blue to teal, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back. Oh, that's luminance. Oh, that's saturation. Actually bring it up a little too, probably. Just so that, you know, we don't want to have teal trees. That doesn't make any sense. So now it's kind of natural, and here's what it looks like before and after. So brought up a little bit of the highlights, the color, brought some color in. I have to choose between, you know, being able to see him and not being able to see him. So, you know, I'm gonna still try to bring his tone down maybe a little bit, just to continue. Like I said, I want to keep his skin color real, but there's only so much that I can do. So let's see if I can add some contrast to make his skin color back to kind of what it was. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that should be good. Yeah, that's fine. And it's all by eye. You guys probably know that by now. Crap. Where'd it go? I gotta find it again. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I did a much better job. See, if you rush me, it's gonna take me. I can't be detailed. If you're rushing me, like, it's not gonna look as clean because you're asking me to do an hour or two of work in 15 minutes. You know, I want it to be natural. I want it to be pretty. I want it to be powerful. I'm not completely done, but yeah, I want it to pop, but still look real. So like for this one, I just had to do it real quick, and I hated it, bro. Like, the blues are weird, the purple, the teeth are weird colors, the weird colors everywhere, because I'm trying to pull it out of raw without it looking crazy and still looking nice. So, anyways, this one looks much better already. We'll probably just continue a little bit. I think usually when you start editing, you want to make sure your white balance is correct, which I think it was correct already. Yeah, it was already correct. So white balance is like kind of your base point. Whites need to be white. They can't be blue or orange or purple or green or whatever, or else it'll kind of mess the whole image up, and you'll be wondering, why does my image look so muddy or something like that. So make sure your whites are white. I think mine were already in that category, so I didn't have to do much. Okay. Do I have any more crazy looking colors? Looks like I need to bring my green maybe down a bit. No, my greens are fine. No, it looks fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna make it pop a little bit more. I'm gonna go through my textures and clarities. Texture and clarity are a little bit different, kind of the same, but a little different. I can't really verbally explain the difference. All I can say is that they're wrong way. All I can say is they're a little different. So texture is like this, brings out the texture, or like this, right? Gets a little fuzzy. Clarity is like this, and then like this. Yeah. So I hate when people overdo clarity. It looks like dog. It really pisses me off. Like, there's nothing that pisses me off more than bad clarity like this. But clarity can be a really powerful tool to make things pop a bit, you know what I'm saying? But I would be more careful when you're doing photo shoots with women. You don't want too much clarity, or else it'll get a little bit cringy, should I say. For example, I'll do the guy just so I don't want to make the girl feel bad. So, like, for example, on this picture right here, if I bring the clarity up to like 1,000, like, look at that crap. People are like, oh yeah, it's grunge. This is grunge. Yeah. No, it's not. It's crap. It looks like you just it's disgusting. But with the right amount, this image is extremely sharp already, especially with the lighting. So I don't even need any clarity in this one. But let's say I did one of these. Yeah, well, you get the point. We go back to my image. All right, cool. So that's looking really nice. I really think that's might be pretty good. If there's anything else I can do to punch it up. When I'm doing like these shoots, unless I really have to, I don't want to do a lot of this color grading. Color grading is nice for more artsier pictures. You know, these things kind of like, they make the image a more moody. You know, you got the midtones and highlights that you can modify and do all this cool stuff with and make it a filmic look, you know, shades, blending, balance, and there's cool stuff that you can do, but I don't know, I just, when it comes to like the real people, unless I have to, or I'll, you know, I don't want to sorry. Unless I have to, I don't really want to. Because it's just, you know, I want to keep, again, like I want to keep it natural. That's my whole goal, is to keep it as natural as possible. Man. So, yeah, I want to keep it as natural as possible. I don't want to be making it look weird. Then there's a global one here, too, which kind of globally makes things warmer or cold or whatever. And like I said, good tools, just not for what I'm trying to do right now. But these highlights, the shadows and highlights is helpful, especially, you know, on the other end. If I need to bring some stuff up, like I can use that. Oop. But I'm not. I don't think I need to use it. I might pull the highlights up here, but I don't really need it. Okay. Another thing that pisses me off. A lot of things piss me off. Oh, first of all, this denoising is insane. So, this is AI denoising. I'd never had used it before. Like 2 weeks ago, I guess 3 weeks ago, I was just like editing, and I was gonna do my normal luminance, you know, denoiser, because it was a little hot with the ISO. And so I turned this on. I was looking down, and I saw denoise. I was like, what is this? Like, I've never seen this before. So as you can see with normal luminance, like, things get really waxy. I'm just gonna, obviously I'm gonna go to 100 to show you what I'm talking about. Things get a little waxy when you use the luminance. The manual noise reduction. I always say luminance. And then there's color denoiser too, because you know how noise works. But yeah, things get waxy, you lose detail, and it's generally gross. But when I use this denoiser, oh my gosh, I was literally amazed. I could not believe it. I was like, how is this possible? So this AI denoiser, like, just zaps the noise, bro, and still keeps the actual image intact, as you'll see in a second. It takes a second to finish working, sorry. And bam. I could probably bring it down a little bit. But yeah, it's... Sorry, these people are... A bunch of people randomly texting me. Who are these people? Everybody wants to get my attention. Sorry, y'all. Just give me a second. So yeah, this isn't as amazing as normal, but again, I was already out of focus a little bit. But it works. It works really well. There we go. What's going on here? So it'll make a AI denoised copy. So here's the original. So, sorry, here's the original. Here's a denoised. Um, but like I said, I think I was out of focus. That's how clear. That's how sharp this thing is. It's able to denoise even when it knows that I'm out of focus. Like that just blows my mind. So I think I'll keep working with this one just because so I can add sharpness to it. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Just like that. You lost a ton of noise and you sharpened it, and it looks great. Um, so yeah, I mean, this looks pretty. It looks clear, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of a. So as a kind of perfectionist with what I'm doing, it's painful to zoom in. It's very painful to zoom in a lot of times, because like I'm looking at this big picture, I'm like, oh, beautiful. Then you zoom in like by 300%, 250%, 300%, and it's like oh man, oh. But it's if you're gonna zoom in that far into a picture, you're gonna find faults. I can zoom in on this bee and be like, oh my god, what is this? What? There's a limit to what you can do. So this is good. I'm going to save this. Or where am I going? Sorry. Export. Good. Continue on. And like I said, when you do something good and it looks nice, you want to use it again. Just Control C. Oh, and the coolest part about this is I can include the mask. And not only can I include the mask, but it'll copy the essence of the mask, should I say. So for example, if I had this as subject, it'll copy that I chose subject or background and include it in the next picture. So like when I go like this, and watch it not work this time, and I'll be really mad. Oh, sorry. Command V. Look. Well, it's weird. Now, the one thing I noticed is that when I have AI denoiser and I move it to another image, it gets a little weird. It actually looks worse. Anyways, but then I just have to do AI denoise again, and it's fine. I haven't eaten anything. Oh my god. Well, there we go. Perfect. Nice. So looking at the masks, you can see it selected him. This like almost keeping exactly how I had it before. Some things, obviously, the things that I brushed aren't the same exactly, but it really did like select almost exactly what I selected last time. Like it just blows my mind that they can do that. Like it knows. It's like it knows what I want. So that's amazing to me. I think that's cool. But yeah, that's perfect image right there. This is what I needed. So I'll export that in a minute too. Moving on. This one's a little silly for me. Too angled. Okay, this is the other girl. All right, and now we're getting to the last of his photos. Again, I do it by person. This one is a little tougher. Just because the lighting was much tougher. Okay, for me, it was a little tough lighting. I could have posed, I guess, differently, but I'm only 25 years old. I don't know anything. 24. I'm old. So the lighting's a little rough, a little hard to work with. So I'll just see what I can do. Oh, I already edited this picture. I forgot. I'm just gonna clean it up a bit. What I could do is I could select his face. So I select him, click minus, click brush, and extract everything I don't want. So this time I'm gonna select half of his face. This might not work. It might be not that skilled, but we're gonna try it. And I'm gonna try to bring up the shadows a bit, without, because I'm trying to get it to be a little bit more even with the other side. Or I might be pretty good at it. Yeah. 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 I mean, that's it. I can just bring his skin tone down a bit. Nope, not saturation. Shadows. I'm just trying to darken again a little bit. It's like funny. It's like a balance, going back and forth, trying to find your equilibrium of lighting. It's really annoying sometimes, but you do what you can. But yeah, I mean that looks better than before. Let me see the before. This is not really the before. This is what it looked like originally. Here's the before and after. The exact before and after. So like I said, I have a pretty good understanding of the limitations of my dynamic range, which is the amount, distance, depth, difference between the brights and the darks, how far up and down it can reach the image from the 0 point of exposure or the center point of exposure. So, for example, if I shot, I don't think I shot any of these exposed properly. Okay, let's say I shot this one. I didn't shoot any of these exposed properly. I don't think I did. I'm sometimes afraid of overexposing more than I am of underexposing, because it seems, I know some people say it's the other way around, but to me it seems like if I overexpose, it's gone. It's like gone. But if I underexpose, I still have pretty good range of what I can do. It's pretty bright. So yeah. So anyway, so I usually underexpose, and that's normal for me. You can see in the histogram that underexposure, kind of intense. Oh wow, I keep forgetting I can do this. It's so cool. So these are sectioned off into sections: whites, highlights, exposure, shadows, blacks, and I can grab whatever I want and bring it up. So anyways, that's pretty cool. Let me bring my exposure up. I think the correct exposure would technically be right, probably about, yeah, probably about right here. But like I said, if the lighting's off, it doesn't matter the correct exposure, and the lighting is technically off. If he had faced, I guess, a little bit more to the left, we would have had less shadow on his face. But like I said, live you learn, and then you die, and then it repeats for somebody else. So I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna bring the. So it looks a little faded, right? So I'm gonna do something called dehaze, which I really like too. This button right here. Dehaze is exactly what it sounds like. If you got a hazy image, it'll de it. But so yeah, I was looking a little hazy on the brown color, so I'm gonna pull up that dehaze just a bit to negate it. But you gotta be careful because it'll start to make the image very contrasty. So it's usually I have to counter that by decontrasting the image. But I think that looks pretty good right there. Let me see. Sometimes I use dehaze as a contrast. It just works sometimes, not always. That's good. And then you got some standing pictures. Again, very underexposed. Probably more underexposed than I thought. My camera screen, the viewfinder, sometimes it looks brighter than the actual image. So I'll see it in the viewfinder as like bright, and I'm like, oh crap, it's not bright at all. But it's still, like I said, it's salvageable. I'll just have to select. Oh god, it's gonna be tough. Not gonna lie, this one is. So since it's gonna be tough, that means you guys get to watch. This one's nice too. I like the standing. I'm gonna start with this one. The hardest thing is going between two of the identical pictures. Which one do I choose? I guess I'll choose this one. So first I'm gonna go ahead and bring the exposure up, bring those background in. He's gonna have to get a double exposure. I'm gonna select my subject, bring him up. Oop. Oof. That's gonna be coming out the dang trenches, bro. Oh man. Thank God for denoiser, right? Because this is gonna have a lot of noise in it. Highlights. Okay, I have to bring his highlights down, or else it'll be blown out. A little bit of contrast. I'm really going to have to bring those shadows up. Bring the blacks down. You can see the noise is building up right here. So the problem with, obviously, with overexposure, sorry, underexposure is that you start to get a lot of grain when you try to edit. And like I'm pulling them out of like really dark colors. But we do what we can. Shadows, I'll bring those back down. I'm out of the mask now. I'm editing the whole image. I'm gonna pull these down a little bit and see if I can't get his face a little brighter again. Oops. That's not too bad. This is gonna be real harsh, y'all. I'm so thankful for that AI denoiser because it's really changing the game though. Because this grain is ridiculous. That's my fault, of course. See how he's got a little bit of green in his teeth? That's not his fault. That's the surrounding scenery, especially in the lower light. You know, the camera doesn't pick up colors as accurately. So I'm actually gonna see what I can do to get that normalized. Easy thing. Most of the time, I just do a simple brush. And then I go to the, first I either try to desaturate, but sometimes it'll look gray, and I don't really want it to look gray. So then I can do the opposite of the color, which is purple. And that sometimes can work when you do it right. But like I said, you gotta do it right. See how that's purple on his lip, so now I gotta subtract that. I could just erase, but I think I'm gonna do this. Again, very, very, very particular flow. Oh, I thought it was purple. It's blue. I think that looks good. Now, I see that there's this chromatic aberration we talked about earlier, but this time it's on the purple side. I think it depends on which side the light's coming from. Maybe, I don't know. I actually don't know. Don't quote me. But I think that the extra purple around his lips is going to be negated when I remove the, and that's what, I'm just doing this as I see it. Like I'm not saying this is some science or anything, but I'm just seeing. That's probably what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and do the good old defringer all the way to the max as always, because that's what I do. I'm going to pull it in, find that center point. Oh shit. I mean shoot, sorry. Stop moving it. Can I lock you? So I'm looking at two places. I'm looking at his tie, oh god, and his face. At the same time, his ears, anywhere where there's an edge. I'm just trying to, get out anything that doesn't need to be defringed. But the fringing is pretty intense this time around. See, it's going in the oranges. You can see them popping up right here. But I'm really just worried about the face for the most part. All right, that should be good right there. Cut that down a bit. little intense. There we go. All right. Yeah, that works. Yep. Cool. So I got that. I'm gonna head and okay. I think my white balance is off. Looks a little on the warm side. I want it to be straight white. Or it might be because my glasses though. Blue lights or have like this tiny tint of orange. Yeah, it's actually I think it's because of my glasses. No, it's not. There we go. I can't wait to get this denoiser running, bro. I hate it, the noise. Again, it's my own fault, but luminance, let's see. Were we gonna do the old trick today? Well, let's see how it looks. Bring the reds in, bring the greens in, bring the blues down. Oh, oof, look at that. Just something small like that, and the tone of the images completely changes from this kind of bright, silly green to this toned, warm, darker green. I like that so much better. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do what we did earlier. Bring down that saturation around his face. We don't want him to be orange man. Bring the blues down. And we're going to do the same thing with the suit as we did last time with we're going to select him and then remove everything but his suit. Because again, I want his suit to be black. Can I duplicate these? I'm about to find something. I'm about to find out. Yay, duplicate. Okay. So I'm going to subtract. Wait. No, I want to reset all these things. Okay. And now in this duplicated mask, I'm going to subtract objects. He's not an object. Just a silly joke. Okay, subtract object. I'm gonna go ahead and give it. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get it the whole thing to work. It might not. It might. It's pretty powerful as we've seen. But we're gonna see if it works. And I'll go all the way down. Just pants. Okay, so we're just selecting everything except for the suit. Or what is it called? The graduation garb. Not bad. I probably can. Oh, his hands are still there. You. Just kidding. Let's try this again. Don't forget his hands this time. Okay. And I'm going to subtract his sash. I know that word. The sash. I think it is. Okay, cool. And then one more sash. Sometimes you have to do one at a time because it can't really tell. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Everything's deselected except for this little yellow thing at the bottom, which I'm going to take out. Okay, cool. So now everything's deselected or selected. And I'm going to bring that exposure down. How did I do it last time? Was it blacks or was it shadows? Shadow. I think. Let's keep the blacks up. Turn the shadows down. There you go. Nice, nice, nice. Now his sash is black again. Or his, what is it called? Sorry. His graduation garb. What is that thing called? The grandos. I heard the word the other day. The gramber. Somebody tell me in the chat. What is the name of this graduation thing? Graduation wear. Anyways, so yeah, so we're getting there. We're pretty close. Again, like I said, I don't do a lot of color grading. I'm going to go ahead and see what I need to do. Oh, the denoise. It depends. I haven't really. I've only been using it for so long, so I don't know if I want to do it beforehand or after. I think it just kind of depends so far, but I think this time I'm going to do it after. I've pretty much done the coloring. I'm just gonna check the stream, make sure everything's working right. Give me a second. And I was like, wow, like this is crazy. Like, they're actually gonna pull a still from that picture and just have that as the edit. I think this time I'm gonna do it after. I've pretty much done the coloring. Oh, I have a cat phone. I'm just gonna check the stream, make sure everything's working right. Give me a second. Cool. Things are working right. So we'll continue on. Now I'm going to do some denoising. I'm going to denoise it now. Oh, I didn't use this curve at all. Wow, I didn't need to really. Curve is nice. It can really add tone. I think it's because I'm playing with such a low, like, dark color that it's like I'm kind of like walking on thin ice, guess you could say. So I can't do too much heavy contrasting work. I probably could do a little bit, but I just don't want to do too much. Yeah, that was what would have made that last picture pop that I was looking for. But I think this is fine. Don't want it too dark. Cool. Okay, so let's get to that denoising. Let's watch this magic happen again on live TV. Oh, man. I'm kind of going off of his pants. Don't take that the wrong way. Just because that's where most of the problem was of noise. Look at that. The colors just disappear. That noisy color just disappears, man. It just disappears. It blows my mind. Like, I'm like, wow. And now we wait. I've got some of these biscottis. It's broken. I need some coffee. Oh, look at this while I'm waiting for that to load. Look at this timer. I found it on Amazon. You can, stop. You can set the time by twisting it. But anyways, you can set the time by twisting it, and then and it's cool because it's a magnet, so it sticks to things. Yeah, let me just show you how it sticks to my hand. So that's cool. I never put it here before. You probably can't even see that. But anyways, I like that a lot because especially when I'm doing school, because I'm a regular college student, and you know, in college we need to really learn how to manage our time wisely. So yeah, it's cool. All right, the denoising is done. Look at that beauty. Oh, where's the? Did it not make a denoise copy? Weird. Did it denoise? I must have said it wrong. That's the same 615. 616. Huh. I must have forgot to set it or something. Usually you can have it create a stack. It didn't do it this time. The result will be saved as a new DNG. That's interesting. I don't know where the other DNG went. Anyways, who cares? Not me. Yeah. So things looking good. I think it must be modifying the actual source because it's saying it's creating a new DNG. So it must be like going into the actual source file and like changing the DNA of it in some way, which is crazy. I mean, I'm kind of like exaggerating, but like that's what it seems like. I don't know how else it would do that. I don't know why it creates a new DNG. It doesn't just create a new image; it creates a new DNG. So I would have to look at. I know how to check that. I would have to check out the 6915. I'm gonna check out see if it has a new DNG that saves. 6. Oh yeah, I'm in my face. 6915. Enhanced DNG. I'm so confused. I'm opening it in Photoshop right now. What? I don't know, man. I don't know how it works. I'll have to, you know what, there's only one way to figure this out. Because it looks like it's like applying all the settings to it. So let's do some digging. I'm gonna kind of pull out of this a bit. File, oh, sorry. On this picture right here, I'm gonna bring up the exposure. Or actually, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna do denoise and see what happens. We're learning together, y'all. We're gonna figure out the bottom of this. There it is. I still have to learn what my square spaces are like. My square. It's hard. Okay, so let's go ahead and denoise this thing a little bit. Enhance. And this one is what, 6913? Is it? I wish it didn't take so long. I wish it wouldn't take so long. I wish I wasn't sick as a dog. Okay, Photoshop. Pull this over. Well, let me open it first. File. Well, what was this? 6913? 6913. Okay, I'm opening this DNG in Photoshop. Oops, this is what it looks like. So, you Photoshop, you can open it in Camera Raw, which is cool. It's like Lightroom. It doesn't have the same functions as like the library as Lightroom, but it's got like the same color grading functions. So we've enhanced it, and it really does look, wow. It really looks like they just literally changed the makeup of the image, like the actual essence of it. Ooh. I'm just looking. I'm kind of just testing the boundaries of it to see how raw it is. Anyways, back to what we were doing. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I think looking at his face, I don't know. Does it look a little fake? I don't want it to look fake. Is it too bright? No, I think it's good. Sometimes what I can do, sometimes what I'll do is I'll even add a, I'll do a little glow. See how there's this big open space right here? So I'm gonna do that for you so you can kind of see what it looks like. Let me close this Photoshop thing real quickly so it doesn't get on my nerves. Oh, I already did. So if I was doing like a different type of picture, I'll edit it in Photoshop. It's probably beneath here. Oh. What are you doing, good sir? Well, that usually doesn't happen. Now it's just playing with me. Huh. Never had that happen. Anyways, what I would do is basically, I would take a nice big brush. Wait. Maybe it's over here. What's going on? Why are you doing this? I need to know. And quit. Don't you love hard quit? Force quit? Open, you silly goober. What are you doing? That's really annoying. I don't know what's going on with that. Usually it's automatic, but it's not working. So anyways, I'm just gonna continue. I don't feel like doing all that. Back to what we were doing. Where were we at? Okay, so that was a good picture. I think we're pretty much good on that one. And it's been what, an hour, 2 hours. So I'm going to copy over. I like the way it looks. If I was doing an artier thing, I'd probably do a little fade on it, but I'm trying to be more professional with this one. I'm going to go and copy this over to this one. Ooh. What happened? Oh, I forgot to do the mask. Copy. I'm tired, man. I haven't eaten. I need to eat something. Oh, man. Okay, let's make sure that AI didn't look all weird. Okay, I guess it's still not going to do it. Okay. Oh. All right, gotta do it again. Let's see what's going on here. I have a problem because it doesn't look the same. I think my overall image is underexposed compared to the other one. So I guess I'll first expose quickly. This is, I should have had my flash out. I could have done a pretty good lighting of his face or a reflector, but it was just me shooting. I was originally supposed to have somebody else with me to hold up the reflector, but they couldn't make it that day. So sometimes you can't get it. Maybe my blacks are too harsh. That's probably what it is. So he's way too in the shadows. So I'm gonna clean that up. What are you doing? If you don't stop, what are you doing? Oh, now you want to be annoying. There you go. My flow was too low, which is kind of like opacity. I don't know. So I'll go ahead and bring this up just a bit and bring my highlights down, my whites down, my shadows up. Again, we're cooking it. We're getting pretty close there. Exposure down. There we go. That looks a little bit more natural. Again, like I said, when you're pulling that far from the shadows, colors aren't as accurate, so his teeth are catching a little green tone. So we'll do the same thing again here. I probably could do object. Select object. This time I'm actually gonna do a little different. Last time I did the color itself, but I'm gonna go ahead and do, I can also use temperature. So I'm gonna turn the temperature a little bit to the blue, negating the yellows in the green, because it's like this, it's almost like this kind of color. And then since it's also a little green, I can negate a little bit to the purple side. And voila. Like it was never a problem. I'm bringing it just a little bit just to make it a little more natural. Like I said, I'm very particular. I want it to be natural. I also don't want him to like pop out of his mouth. Sometimes, you know, you'll see people edit pictures and their teeth are like, bro, it's obviously fake. So a little bit, too much contrast. And let's pull back. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Cool. Good looking. Good looking. All right. These two are good. I think that's the last of the ones with him. I probably, yeah, I'll probably do this one too. Color temperature's off, I think. Let me catch this guy. Exposure. The contrast is intense right now. I need to pull that back a little bit. Oh, it's because of my blacks. I keep forgetting about that. The contrast is still pretty intense. It's down a little bit. What do I not like about this image? Something, is my clarity? No, my clarity is fine. I think it's just the lighting. The lighting is so intense from both sides that kind of just like makes it look pretty interesting. A little too sharp. Oh, too sharp? How is that possible? I don't think sharp's the right term. A little too, I look tired. A little too intense. I don't know. We'll keep, ooh, that AI. Oof. Let me hit that again. I am telling you, this AI thing is amazing. I'm going to use this for the rest of my life. I hate AI, but it is so useful. I wonder about what the future's going to bring if you could just like, I know they have like those 3D scanner things. Man, imagine the technology with that alone, plus AI. You could create anything, anywhere, at any time, bro. I could literally 3D scan my guy, and then 3D scan the William & Mary campus by doing a walkthrough or something, a drone maybe. And then, I'm saying what possibly could happen. And then from there, be able to just make anything out, anything. I can make anything. It's just like doing regular 3D stuff. But like, it'll be so finely sharp, and use AI to make it look like a real picture. Oh man, it's scary, bro. It's scary. My highlights in this scenario, I might even need to bring the oranges up a bit just to capture his face a little more. The old subject and subtract. Oh, just so you know, the reason I can get this brush so small and fast so quick is I'm scrolling on the scroll wheel. I have one of those quick tools that I love. Otherwise I have to go click, click. I don't want to do that. You can kind of see exactly what you need to get immediately. And here I'm actually going to bring it, I think, down a bit. Ooh, whoa. Oh, I'm pushing the whites like crazy right now. How bright is it? Like I said, lighting is so important, man. If I just had one light, like, if I just had like a, right here, or a reflector shining down on his face, I could cover in that whole, I could make this not so intense. His face would be lit up correctly, but I had to not have it. So I'm guessing there's like a tree that's kind of like right in the middle. So he's getting the side light from the sun through the clouds, and then the left light from the clouds from the left side, because it's the whole way very, like in this area, it's like covered in trees and stuff like that. So like you can see from the group picture, this is, oh, that's not a group picture. This is facing the other way from the other side of the bridge. You can see that like there's trees everywhere. But even I should have shot it this way. But The difference is that I like the background of the other one better because I wanted to show the bridge and everything. So these are so cute. I love these pictures. Um, but anyways, I wanted to show this background, you know, because the background is better because there's light coming through. So I had to choose between lighting and scenery, and I'm doing like a post in different locations, so obviously I want to have, the scenery showing. So I took the L on the lighting, which makes me really sad. But I'm just wondering why this one is so intense. Like, it's so intense. All right, looks a little washed out. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the dehazer. That'll probably help fix things up a bit. Oh God, it's like grunge. I hate grunge. This is tough, bro. I'm like really in the weeds with this one. A wider shot doesn't really matter as much because it's not like you're pixel peeping like I am, but nope, neither of those. I think that'll have to do right now. Zoom out. Yeah. Why does this look so much different? What is happening? I want my reds to be more saturated. So what I'm saying, yeah, it's the same. Weird. All right, well that's not bad. I think I like that. I've got to do the teeth again. Again, it's not him. It's the scenery. Cover that up. Blue side, purple side. Perfect. And that's good right there. And yeah, there we go. Oh, what I was saying earlier is a long time earlier, like 3 hours ago or so. I like to have my okay. So people do vignetting. And vignetting is nice, but it's really intense if you do it wrong. So the vignetting is this darkening of the edges, usually caused from lens lens structure, the warping. It's just warps. Anyways, I like vignetting. I don't like vignetting like this, but I like vignetting. But it's so obvious that you got to be careful with it because I see people be doing like pictures like, where am I at? There you go. They'll be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We got it. It's the focus. The focus is so intense. I don't like that. I really don't like shoddy looking vignetting. It's got to be nice and feathered for me. It's got to be, subtle. Everything I do, I think about how subtle is it. So I do like the vignette though, especially in this image, these wider images, because the wide images, there's so much going on in them. You kind of have to pull the focus in a bit. So I am going to add a little bit of vignetting around here, just to kind of bring that focus. Oh, this might help me right here. It's just so intense. All right, no, yeah, just a little bit. So yeah, so I think that vignette, it looks natural. It doesn't look crazy. It's kind of good looking. So yeah, well that's all of his pictures. I finished the other ones a little earlier. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know it was long. I'll probably be just letting you guys come along on my edits at a different time. If you guys really like to see it, let me know. I'd love to show you guys what I'm doing. Well, actually, don't. I don't love showing you guys what I'm doing because then you guys get to see all of how bad it is. But you know, my microphone wire was tickling my leg, and I was like, ah, bug. Sorry, I'm so sick. I really try to get over it. But yeah, it's not. It's not like it's not impossible to do. It takes a little bit of time. Sorry, I'm looking at my screen, so I look like I'm it takes me some time to learn how to be subtle. Like I hate things that look just fake and extreme and ugly. I just see too much of it. Like for example, with HDR, some people like HDR, and HDR is nice. It can help, with especially with like landscapes. It can help with architecture and stuff like that because HDR is high dynamic range. It's like the same way that I said that I can pull darks up and highlights down, out of a 12, like I think maybe 10 stops maybe. Um, HDR just takes three separate images exposed at different levels, combines them all into one image so that you have the heights and the darks, highlights and the darks. Um, and it's nice, but man, oh my God, everybody people just overdo things for no reason. Let me see if I can pull up what I'm talking about. Some HDR image. And I'm seeing a lot less of it now. I think when people first learned how to use Photoshop back in the 2006, when it became a little bit more accessible. Image. When it became a little bit more accessible, you know. And I will say there are times when it's really when it's extremely like when they add it as an artistic effect, it can look pretty cool. It can look a little bit, otherworldly, a little bit strong, clear, HDR image. But then, I don't know. Some people just, oh, I don't want to. I don't know if it's legal for me to show these pictures. Well, just type in HDR bad or something. Because as I'm looking now, like the HDR images that show now are a little bit more toned down. But I remember seeing these ones, HDR. Just type in HDR image bad on Google Images. You'll see some of the most just god awful things. I mean, it's like, again, with the grunge. People love that grunge. Yeah, it's grungy. Ugh. Like, I don't get it. What's so great about grunge? It's dirty. It's disgusting. It's crappy. I don't want to see grunge, So that's just not me. But, I mean, everybody has their thing that they like. It's not my thing. I definitely don't like it. But anyways, if you guys ever have any questions, you can always just, I don't know, email me or something. I'm not a genius or nothing. But I'm hopefully to be doing some more shoots later. Yeah, if you're local in Virginia, just let me know. You see, I do some really good work. I spent how long doing it this time? A couple hours. I do take care of. Some people, they think it's weird that I take a while. Well, when I give you an image, I don't want it to be looking like it came out of a freezer. That's been. I can't think of any cool analogies right now. But I want it to look natural. I want it to look real. I want it to look good. So that's what I shoot for. Thanks for stopping by and enjoying the edit with me. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'm sure that you can comment on the video or whatever. I'll leave it up. As funny as it is, or as wonky, should I say, as it is. But I think you got the main points. So I'll see you guys later. Have a blessed day. And God bless you guys. Yeah.